welcome to the ACC Multi-Monday with the ESR and the AGG and the GT3 and the DRMs. I'm very attractive, and with me, as always, is the man who was recently purchased by Microsoft for $70 billion, Michael Magus.
Whoa! I would never sell myself to Microsoft.
You would.
I would not.
You would, and they'd make you one of them little clippy avatar things, and then there would be like Rule 34 porn of you on the internet.
You don't want that. You have no desire for that. All right. So we're here for the Monday series opening round here from Paul Ricard, the parking lot in France, as everyone knows it as, basically, because there is so much runoff here. So very much. Oh, Lord. This is a multi-class series, GT3s and GT4s. Pretty good turnout, 23 cars. The format is very familiar if you watch our ESR 3D speed videos. It's a 40-minute race with a single pit stop. The only difference is that it is 1, multi-class, 2, custom liveries are allowed, and 3, the weather is fixed to dry. So there will be no chance of rain, nothing like that. And we got a newcomer on pole, Byron. In his ESR debut, Michael Landry at the top of the charts, outpacing Matt Higgs and Max Simmons.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's very successful since he's got all kinds of weird colors on his car, so he didn't separate the Landry very well.
We are rounding up the top 10 or top 5 with William Murrah and Brandon Baker. And in the GT4 category, Freddie Avila. Good work, Freddie. Leading the way from Adam Stark in the Ginetta. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what that Ginetta can do, because that Ginetta is actually going to completely top out on the Mistral Straight. And it's going to be vulnerable to be overtaken there every lap. Mark Sutherland in 3rd place, followed by Jeff Wentworth and Dominic Turcotte. Surprising to see Turcotte so far down the field. He's normally a very speedster, but he'll be starting from 5th in GT5. And do my eyes deceive me, Byron, or do we have Martin Edmonds in the field today?
That is very possible. It also could be that he is being impersonated by Martians. It's
possible. Alex Shiny Boy Shine also in the field. Tony Yimbo, Trevor Cheney, James Butler. A lot of the normal faces here, as well as some guys who we haven't seen a lot of. Like, it's good to see Freddie Avila back on the track. He's been AFK for a little bit.
Does Freddie feel good in his funky little 5-piece band?
He's going to be starting on pole for GT4. And the session is over, so the grid is set. I'll be cheering for my teammate in the 3D Speed Series there, Ayrton Arsenault, who's starting from 9th place. So he's got my my blessing. Go, 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 go.
Ayrton Tobino?
No, Ayrton Arsenault, not Tobino.
I think it's just Ayrton Tobin in disguise. I have no proof that it's anything else other than that.
I mean, it's possible, I guess. We got 23 cars with a 12 and 11 breakdown. 12 GT3s and 11 GT4s. There might be some more people that we just can't see, but it's possible. We'll find out.
But how would we find out?
When the race starts, we'll find out.
Boring. I need a psychic prediction right now.
I mean, I could look up how many cars on the grid, but I'm intentionally avoiding spoilers here so I can be surprised and shocked as we go through. Well, I can say that Tony Yimbo, who is shown in 23rd place, is in a McLaren, and that is a McLaren at the back of the field. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows. Incomplete 12th row. So 23 cars. It is. That's kind of ironic because the ACC tower, which is the positions that you can see on your screen, is actually limited to 23 cars. So the fact that we have 23 is like perfect. It's the biggest grid that can be displayed at one moment at any given time. So Byron, do you have any predictions for who's going to cause all kinds of hell and who's going to do weird stuff? Any thoughts?
I think that anybody with an I in their name might race.
True. So my USB HUD showed up today. So
Very
that's
nice.
gonna be fun. And my big honking 200 gigabyte USB stick, which is tiny, so small.
Don't eat it.
I mean,
If you swallow it, you'll be upset.
I would. Also, I mean, it's solid metal, so I don't think I don't think it'd be a pleasant experience. I would never have bought it if it wasn't. It's like I'm ordering something from Newegg, so what's the daily deals? And it's like 200 gigabyte stick. I'm like, I'm down. I'm down.
Now you can store and transport
especially now that my
episode of the Care Bears.
Especially now that my new laptop has like a kind of limited hard drive, so I'll have to actually carry USB sticks with me if I want to carry like music and videos to watch on the train and stuff. Well, not music, because I'll just listen to Spotify on the train, but...
Gross.
Spotify, baby!
Everybody knows that Friendster music is the way to go.
Friendster. And at 30 seconds here, people will be allowed to join the grid and get their cars all started up and all that fun.
Oh, you guys are playing Grid Autosports? I thought this was ACC.
This is ACC, but they are on the grid.
Weird. I think there's a trademark infringement problem there. Grid Autosports might need to stand up and get some lawyers.
Pretty sure Grid Autosports has not got anything copyrighted, if we're completely honest. Although they are owned by Electronic Arts now, so probably. We got the full formation lap, and here we go. Wesley Stokes in the Barwell Motorsport car. I really like this livery. It's very nice, very eye-catching. And behind him is the super patriotic American flag Audi of Ayrton Arsenault. Spencer Taft in the field again. Good to see him here. Reigning bronze champion in the Sunday Series. News will be coming out about that shortly for you ESR fans there who were part of that grid. Jeff Wentworth.
Did he really?
We got somebody who is elected to just drive a completely gray Porsche. That's a little bit boring. Also, Dominic Turcotte, I believe, has overtaken Wentworth on the formation lap. He will have to give that spot back at some point. We'll see if he does. He is the blue, black, and red BMW. That is ahead of the red and black Camaro of Jeff Wentworth. Good to see the Camaro in the field. It's a fun car. I was actually very hyped when the Camaro came into the game, but unfortunately, it hasn't been as fun as I was expecting it to be, if I'm being completely honest. But it still is.
Get one of them Chevy pickup trucks and race that around.
It is still a car that I think anytime we run GT4s, you'll probably see a lot of it. No Maseratis today, so no one running the no electronic assist car. William Murrah there in the Optimum Inception McLaren 720S. A lot of McLarens in the field. We got Michael Landry, we got Matt Higgs, we got William Murrah, Brandon Baker, Spencer Taft, Zach Martin in the GT3, and Tony Imbo. And then in GT4, just the one, it's Freddie Avila in the 650S, or the 570? 570S. And he will be starting from the pole position for GT4. A little bit of wiggling there from William Murrah as they head towards the line. Now, as I understand it, the wiggling is actually going to result in warnings from series director Neil Sutherland. So, interesting that people would be frankly doing that, given the fact that it is not permitted by the charter.
Is that the Magna Charta?
The Magna Charta. I was gonna say there are some BMW M4s are legal in this series, and I do see one. Seth Cheney in 12th place is running one, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do, given his bronze rating in this series. Although I'm not sure if there's a series classification in play, because I'm seeing Martin Edmonds displayed as a bronze driver. And while we here at ESR have zero respect for Martin Edmonds as a tire manager,
wow,
he's not a bronze driver.
Just because, you know, it's the truth doesn't mean you have to say stuff like that out loud.
I feel like I do. Max Simmons sporting the BMW M6, the old school BMW, going for a challenge this season. He's up in 3rd place. We'll see what he can do.
Are we racing yet, or like what's the...
We're awaiting the green flag. It'll be
that's
here
just never
in a
gonna
moment.
happen?
No, it'll be here in a moment. There's the lights.
I don't really believe that.
And we're off! Green flag shown. By the way, Matt Higgs started the race ahead of pole sitter Michael Landry. He might be facing a penalty for that. Max Simmons has a car to the inside of him that is Brandon Baker, and he successfully defends that position for now, although Baker upsets his car a little bit and might have it. So Max Simmons dropping 2 spots early here to William Murrah and to Brandon Baker, and also coming through might be the McLaren of Wesley Stokes, who's gotten off to a very good start, has already passed the Ferrari of John Archie. Interesting to see for John Archie sporting the Ferrari when he's in the Porsche in the Wednesday series, but I guess he's dividing his attention. As the positions right now are going crazy on the tower, I assure you Alex Shine not actually in the lead. Mark Sutherland is troubled back down to 22nd place, so he's had a bad start. Dominic Turcotte's had a very good start. He's up to 2nd place in GT4 behind Freddie Avila and ahead of Adam Stark, Jeff Wentworth, and Neil Sutherland.
Today it all went Jeff Worth.
Indeed.
And Alex sauntered forth majestically and procured his shine box.
Further back, a battle going on between Ayrton Arsenault and Zach Martin. Spencer Taft is off to a bad start. He's down to 10th place, ahead of Jake Keckley. I'm looking to see if any of the GT3s have fallen in amongst the GT4s. And I'm not seeing anybody at the moment that applies to. So the classes are separated into their own separate races, at least for now. Oh, that is a BMW M4 Dominic Turcotte sideways on the track. He will drop to the back of the pack. He was up in 2nd place. I wonder what happened to him.
I don't know, but I like the camera shake. I thought that was good.
That was good.
Enjoyable.
Turcotte showing the BMW official sim racing team livery. And he will try and catch up with Alex Shine's Camaro now and begin the comeback. Plenty of time to go here. It should be mentioned that there is a pit stop window for this race, unlike in 3D Speed where there is no window. It is a 10-minute window that'll be centered in the middle of the race. So once there is 25 minutes remaining in the race, the pit window will open. It will close with 15 minutes to go. Everybody will be required to make a pit stop during that time. And you can see the number 1 beside their number plates, indicating how many pit stops they have left to go.
There are a minimum of 19 pit stops available.
Neil Sutherland has gone with the very pastel-colored car, aka terrible. I don't know. I'm not down with that pink and blue and white car.
I kind of like it.
You kind of like it
for one reason only, and it's because it makes me want like really wildly colored ice cream.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
You know, you go to the ice cream parlor and there's always that one. Like,
speaking of which, we were talking about how that Ginetta being driven by Adam Stark is going to be really weak on the straight, on the Mistral straight there, and you saw Sutherland already looking for a way past, and I think he got him on the straightaway. The Ginetta around here, probably a bad idea. He may regret that, but hey, it's a long season, and the Ginetta may come into its own later. It's a strong car in many ways. It just does not have straight line speed. And we pick up William Murrah, who's looking to get up onto the podium ahead of Brandon Baker. Baker, by the way, has overtaken him at some point, so Brandon Baker having a really solid race here in the Jensen Rocket McLaren 720S ahead of the Inception racing car of William Murrah. By the way, top 4, all McLaren 720s. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves for taking the OP car.
But is Brandon the Baker a candlestick maker?
Might be. In the lead, it is Matt Higgs, who has gotten in front of Michael Landry. I think he overtook him on the way to the start-finish line, and I wonder if that'll result in a penalty. But he is up in first place ahead of Landry now, followed by Baker and Murrah, so it's an all-McLaren affair at the front of the pack. Max Simmons is being dropped in 5th place as he fights with John Archie, Wesley Stokes, and a surprisingly fired-up Ayrton Arsenault, who's in the mix, as well as Zach Martin, Spencer Taft, Jake Keckley, and Tony Yimbo.
Captain Bucky O'Hare. Or is that Usagi Yojimbo? I get my rabbit characters mixed up.
Could be either. I was at a friend's house the other day, and his girlfriend has never seen Fight Club.
Wow.
And when we gave her the ability to pick a movie, she picked Fight Club, and we asked her, so why do you want to see this movie? She's like, there will be topless Brad Pitt in it. I'm like,
correct.
You will get a lot of that, so you will be
Brad Pitt carved out of wood. Man, that guy was in shape for that goddamn film.
Yes, he was.
Holy sheepdog. I have a similar story. It's not in any way, shape, or form as good, but I mean, Chris came over. My boy Chris came over on Monday, and he made me pass it because I'm crippled as fuck. And he is very good at nicking all of the foods. And he had never seen Roadhouse, so we were going to watch Roadhouse, and the copy of Roadhouse that I procured did not play. So, but I found a copy that does play, mysteriously. And
through totally legitimate means.
Indeed.
Oh, somebody was off the track there. Didn't catch whom.
But the better story is that he had never seen The Rock with Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage.
Correct. And so we were sitting down. This was a month ago or so. And so we're sitting down, we're watching The Rock, and it gets to the point where they're going to go, get your boy Sean Connery at a prison. And Chris is like very confused.
Okay.
And it turns out that he thought we were going to watch Con Air.
Oh, okay.
Which he has also not seen.
Okay.
So there's a yellow flag. I saw a yellow flag in the corner of the screen.
That was somebody hit one of the bollards and sent it flying.
Penalty. Ref ball. Sorry, I'm lost in the blue lines here. So, yeah, we're like...
Don't worry, it'll do that. Paul Ricard will do that to people.
So, yeah, we're like a fifth of the way through the movie, and he's finally realized he's not watching the movie he thought he was going to be watching, but it's also a movie he's never seen either. So he was like double confused. It was very funny.
I mean, that's still fun. By the way, Brandon Baker, fastest lap of the race so far, in 3rd place. Dominic Turcotte is carving his way through the field. He's up to 4th in the GT4 category, behind Avila, Wentworth, and Mark Sutherland. It looks like it was Neil Sutherland and maybe James Butler who were off track earlier because they have fallen back. Makes me think that one of them, or possibly both of them, had an incident. Although Adam Stark has also fallen to 22nd place, so he's having a bad time in that Ginetta. I wonder, is that just the Ginetta's lack of ability to defend on the Mistral Straight, or did he make an actual mistake?
Wow, you're really going to pick on Marty Ginetta at this stage in his career.
I mean, given some of the underage stuff with Marty Jannetty, I think.
Oh, really?
It's not good. It's not good.
Fair enough.
I think Marty Jannetty has become fair game.
Marta Ginetta. Not a good look.
Yeah, no, not a good look. Not a good look.
Brandon the Baker, the candlestick maker, apparently waxed his tires and made him go faster.
Well, there he is in the white and yellow car. A little bit further back there, Matt Higgs defending against Michael Landry. I believe that's a custom livery that Landry is rocking. Yep, it is. Spencer Taft fighting with Jake Keckley. Keckley in the Mercedes, Taft in the McLaren 7. Oh, Lord! And that's a bump pass there. Keckley's doing his best not to overtake. And the man who really benefited off of that whole thing was Tony Yimbo, who just said bye to both of them.
You know, they're really missing a really good idea here.
Hmm?
They should just be doing this like, you know, 100-meter dash, like track and field. They've got all these lines. Everybody can have their own lane.
Yeah, Paul Ricard has got some... so the deal with Paul Ricard is it really was constructed as a test track, for one thing. And that means that it has so many different combinations of turns and straights and so on that you can use. It's got so many different versions of itself that, yeah, everything's kind of like a parking lot decorated in the blue and red lines. It's a bit weird. You very much get lost because there's no scenery to kind of like remind yourself of where you are, as Spencer Taft has a moment there. And Tony Yimbo continues to defend against Jake Keckley.
Top kick.
Top kick. Top kick versus the Yimbo.
Indeed. Jake Keckley, who retired from the Panthers, I think it was last year.
I think it was 2 years ago, but he was a Panther, yes.
The Panther.
One of the best linebackers in the league and one of the nicest guys.
Mm-hmm. What if they could get all the Watts together and Luke Kuechly, and they put them on the Green Bay Packers?
That'd be amazing.
Would be amazing. You could call it high voltage because of all the Watts.
Actually, in relation to the Watts suggestion you had there and the Marty Jannetty thing, a more recent episode of Gridiron Heights, which is the Bleacher Report like cartoonish spoof of the NFL, had the NFC North snowball fight where the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers are all fighting with snowballs to replicate the playoff rush they were in at the time. And there's a bit where Ben Roethlisberger takes a massive hit. He's on the ground, and T.J. Watt comes up to him. He just goes, "TJ, tell me I was a good man." And TJ's like, "I can't do that." Which, of course, is because Ben Roethlisberger, probably not a great guy. Probably not.
He's got his flaws. I'll give you that.
Yeah, probably not. Some things with some strip clubs and some motorcycles, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, the motorcycle thing's a little irresponsible. I don't know about the strip club thing. I'll believe it when there's proof.
See, here's the thing. Taking the absolute benefit of doubt pathway for Ben Roethlisberger vis-a-vis the strip club stuff. It's still Ben Roethlisberger with a girlfriend, a serious girlfriend, constantly going to strip clubs. Like, it's still not a good thing about you as a human being.
Maybe she wanted to go.
She was not there.
Oh, see, you did not put a comma in there where you should have.
I just mean that he was in a committed, serious relationship and going to the strip club like 3-4 times a week. That's not great.
He and the girlfriend were seriously going to the strip clubs all the time.
No. It was just him and his posse.
Yeah, well.
Like, it's even if he behaved entirely as a gentleman at the strip club, it's like, dude, why are you here? Like, go home. Go.
What do you mean? See some titties. Maybe he's looking after his boys. Maybe
the internet is for that, sir. The internet.
Michael, maybe he was a designated driver.
I doubt it. On the list of people I would ask to be my designated driver, Ben Roethlisberger is very low.
But he's just above Brett Favre.
Oh, that's a tough call. Oof. No, you know what? I gotta go with Brett Favre over Ben Roethlisberger on the designated driver thing. Because here's the thing. Brett Favre does stupid stuff while drunk, but he is not constantly drunk. Whereas there are stories that suggest Roethlisberger just is always drunk.
Man.
Like, I feel like if I'm like, Brett, we need you to drive, he won't drink. Whereas I'm not convinced Roethlisberger won't. We are 1 minute away from the pit window opening, by the way.
And then, well, you know what they say, when a pit window opens, the pit door closes.
Riding on board with the Camaro of Alex Shine, Shiny Boy Shine, in 19th place. Holding off Neil Sutherland in the background and trying to keep up with the KTM of Martin Edmonds, but he's about 3 seconds back of him now, so a little bit detached. Adam Stark, Trevor Cheney, James Butler behind them. And, oh, there goes Neil Sutherland with a nice little shift to the inside. I'm just looking at the race app right now, so I'm not watching the video. Byron, let me know if anything exciting happens.
Oh my God, Godzilla came out of ring number 4 and has eaten
okay, so
Martin Edmonds.
Yeah, the entry list here is not currently working because Martin Edmonds is listed as a pro on the race app page. So, because I was looking at like Martin Edmonds and James Butler being listed as bronzes, and they are not. And Neil Sutherland, by the way, first man in the pits. So I was wondering about that, and I looked them up, and they are not listed as amateurs. So they are, in fact, not being shown correctly. I think it might have something to do with the fact that the admin needs to go and update the fact that the downloaded entry list does not work if you're using the Pro tag. And it looks like some people might have that. No, they got gold. I don't know why it's not working. But it is not working.
In other gaming news, my boy Jack Brody has just shared a screenshot with me. He has officially played 6,666 hours of Rust.
Wow.
He's contemplating permanent retirement just to keep that on the record.
Fair enough. Wesley Stokes into the pit lane. First of the GT3s. Nice. And the GT3s might want to think about pitting now because they are getting into traffic. And this traffic is going to slow them down. You can see William Murrah negotiating around one of the GT4 cars there, followed by Max Simmons and John Archie. It's one of the Mercedes is in the GT3 category. Probably James Butler. In fact, by process of elimination, it is James Butler because he's the only Mercedes in the GT4 category. Zach Martin into the pit lane. Spencer Taft catching up with Tony Yimbo there, who has overtaken him recently for 8th place. And the two McLaren 720s battle down the Mistral Straight. I think Taft gave up on the draft there a little bit too soon, but he is going to get the job done, I think. No defensive move from Yimbo there to try to deny him the inside line. But I think it would have been more optimal to hang in the slipstream a little bit longer as Yimbo gives him a shove. We're seeing a lot of shoving going on here early on. As Mark Sutherland, Alex Shine, Martin Edmonds, and Adam Stark all hit the pit lane. As well as Michael Landry, Brandon Baker, William Murrah, John Archie, all in the pits. Matt Higgs and Max Simmons stay out. Simmons will probably always stay out. I had another conversation with Simmons today about the whole pit stop thing, and he's not having any critique on the matter.
That's fair.
Ayrton Arzado and Spencer Taft in the pit lane, as well as Jake Keckley.
Wins races.
He doesn't really win races. He does better than I do, so that's fair.
I think it would be very funny if he just like April Fool's it up and went very like as soon as the pit window was open, he was in there. I think
sometimes hilarious. That's the way to go. We'll have to see if he does well today. We'll have to see how that plans out because he's about 8 seconds off the lead right now. And we'll see what happens when he comes back out. Although Matt Higgs also staying out at the moment. Tony Yimbo staying out as well. He's up into 3rd place. And stop-go penalties for speeding the pit lane for both Michael Landry and Brandon Baker. 2nd and 3rd place in the race. We'll be trundling down pit lane again with some stop-goes. And that's probably going to put Max Simmons, speaking of Max Simmons, probably going to put him on the podium along with William Murrah.
It'll be a miracle if he does not survive.
at least for the time being. Things are, you know, still some time to go, about half the race to go, and we got, you know, relatively close racing going on. Things could change up. As that's Neil Sutherland getting a little out of shape there as he lets Michael Landry through. Brandon Baker also going through. So the pit stops have not worked out very well for Landry and Baker, who have rejoined basically in the middle of a bunch of pit stopping GT4 cars. So the unfortunate thing here for the GT3s is a lot of the GT4s went to the pits early, and that has created a conundrum where finding free space has been a bit at a premium as Matt Higgs does pit and Max Simmons takes over the lead. Drive-through penalty for Dominic Turcotte. That's, I would imagine that's got to be for track cuts. I'm not really sure what else could generate that penalty. So pick up James Butler, or Josh Butler, pardon me. This whole time I thought it was James Butler. It is Josh Butler. My apologies.
It is Juan Butler.
Byron, we have yet another JB for Cole McRae and Ayrton Tobin to not be able to tell apart.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they are all actually the same person.
Oh, is this the theory? But we've seen two of them on the track at the same time.
And it's just being controlled by the same rig. It's fine.
Okay, I see. I see what you mean. And penalties being served at the moment by Landry, but not yet by Brandon Baker. Seth Chaney in the pit lane. Lapping of the car going on there with William Murrah getting past Neil Sutherland. Although I guess here at Paul Ricard, because of the long straightaways, there are a lot less blue flag concerns. There's a lot of places where these GT3s will just fly past the GT4s without really any problem. So traffic management not quite at the key it is, although Neil Sutherland is holding up a Ferrari there a little bit. That was John Archie having at least a moment there where he probably lost about a couple tenths. Nothing that Sutherland did incorrectly, just unfortunate timing. Neil Sutherland looking back at Adam Stark, Simmons in the pit lane. So the thing with this narrow pit window is I don't think we're going to see Max Simmons do any patented, like, super overstretches.
Why not?
Because he can't. He has to pit before 15 minutes are left in the race, so.
Ooh,
otherwise he'll... no, he'd get a 120-second penalty.
But what if he's 170 seconds ahead of everybody else?
I mean, it would work, but I doubt that he will get to that level. That's a big gap. It's a very big gap. Brandon Baker on the tail of Matt Higgs, but he has to serve his stop-go penalty for speeding the pit lane. Is he going to jump in the pits this time? No. So he's going to go late to serve his penalty. If memory serves, you have to do that within 3 laps of getting it. So he's probably only got 1 more lap that he can do. Giving a little flashing headlights for... You can't see me, but I'm shrugging because I am confused.
You am shrug.
So Simmons is out of the pit lane, shown in first place, but he's not in first place. Higgs is. We're just waiting for a timeline here to update the positions. We'll figure out where he's there. There we go. Simmons, Higgs goes through. Baker goes through. Where is William Murrah? Is the big question. Murrah is in 3rd. Simmons is in 4th. So Simmons was about 8 seconds back of the leader before the pit stops and now finds himself over 10 seconds back. So he did lose a little bit of time, although I don't think he really did the wrong thing in this case because I don't think I would have pitted earlier. He didn't stretch his tires too long, so he didn't commit his usual Michael Magus opinions problem. Dominic Turcotte did not pit. Oh, Lord. Okay, I think I know what happened. Dominic Turcotte served his drive-through and sped in the pit lane, so he's now got a 30-second stop-go penalty and a pit stop still to do. So while he is the lead GT4 at the moment, I think he's shown behind Jeff Wentworth, but Wentworth is in the pits right now. I think Dominic Turcotte's race has turned very much to pot at this point. We'll see what happens. We await Brandon Baker to serve his speeding in the pit lane penalty as well. There he goes. Ayrton Arsenault clearing some traffic. He's running in a very solid 6th place. Might turn into a 5th, actually, because Baker... Yeah, Baker will probably come out behind him. So I think it'll definitely do that. Ayrton Arsenault running in 6th place. Freddie Avila, who I think is effectively the lead GT4. I think so. We're waiting for a timeline update on that one still. Jake Keckley lapping some back traffic there as he continues his battle with the 720S of Tony Yimbo. That battle's been going on a while. Brandon Baker in to serve his penalty. Dominic Turcotte in to serve his pit stop. And he'll have to come in again to serve his stop-go penalty. Avila is the leader.
But what if Tony's first name was actually James, and then we could call him Jimbo Yimbo?
Oh, get on that, Tony. So GT3 update, because we more or less have the pit stops dealt with, the penalties dealt with. Matt Higgs leads the way from William Murrah, followed by John Archie, Max Simmons, Ayrton Arsenault is up to 5th place, Wesley Stokes in 6th, Jake Keckley, Tony Yimbo, Spencer Taft, and then I'm not sure, but I think Brandon Baker probably is in 11th behind Michael Landry, but we're waiting for a timeline update on that. Oh no, he came out ahead of Landry. Okay. So Brandon Landry's had Michael Landry's had some problems that has ended up behind Brandon Baker, but ahead of Zach Martin and Seth Chaney. That is the Ginetta of Adam Stark getting lapped there by this battle between Yimbo and Keckley. Wesley Stokes in 6th place.
I'm stoked.
Lapping the Camaro of... trying to remember which Camaro that is. Jeff Wentworth. There you go. Neil Sutherland also getting lapped there by Keckley as well as Yimbo.
Anybody out there has some Photoshop skills? Can you go out and like grab the day the Earth stood still poster and then make it into the day it all went Jeffworth?
Mark Sutherland holding up this battle just a little bit. Kind of just an awkward spot there that they caught. But the blue flag is obeyed. Anytime I'm picking on the blue flags here as we're doing this, it's really more to do with just bad timing versus anything that the drivers are doing, because Paul Ricard's a bit weird in the sense that there are just some really, really good places to overtake under blue flags, and there are some really bad ones, and there's kind of like no middle ground. It's either a bad or a good one, so it's very much kind of this weird kind of lottery of where you catch the car to put the lap on. As Dominic Turcotte is coming in to serve his stop-go penalty, and he'll come out in last place. So quick GT4 update. Your leader is Freddie Avila from Jeff Wentworth, Mark Sutherland, Neil Sutherland, and Adam Stark. Tony Yimbo is thinking about it. I am surprised that that Wentworth stayed ahead of them for the Mistral Straight there as they go through now. Felt like that was going to be an easy blue flag obeisance. But Tony Yimbo takes the move and moves into 7th place ahead of Jake Keckley.
That's illegal. He's driving the BC Lions car. You can't pass that.
I thought you'd like that livery.
It's pretty good. Get him! Put him in the wall! You know you want to. Just fucking step on it. Spit him out.
On my last stream, I was talking about my favorite BC Lions. So, Byron, as a BC native, who are your favorite Lions?
Leave Louis Pasaglia, Matt Dunnigan, and Louis Pasaglia.
Okay. I thought Corey Philpott would make the list.
I mean, yeah. There's also the Red Machine Gun himself, whose name escapes me, but I can see his face.
Red Machine, Travis Lule?
Yeah, Lule's good.
Okay.
I really liked him. He got injured a whole lot. I'm not in favor of that for him. I think he could have been a lot. His career could have been so much more than it is or was. But he had the Ricky Ray disease.
Tony Yimbo losing a spot there to Jake Keckley. Gets back out in front. They're coming up to some lap traffic up ahead. If I'm not mistaken, that should be GT4 leader Freddie Avila that they are overtaking. And I think it is indeed.
And of course, the greatest BC line of all time, Smiling Hank. I'm pretty sure he played for the Lions. I think he played for everybody, didn't he?
Kevin Glenn's the only quarterback I can think of that actually played for every team. I don't think Henry Burris played for every team. I don't think he played for the Lions.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking it up now.
I think you're thinking of Kevin Glenn.
I took a stab at it just based on the fact that he played for so many people. He played for the Stampeders, Rough Riders. Played for the Rough Riders a couple times. Back to the Stampeders, Hamilton Tiger Cats, and the Ottawa Rouge Noirs. From Spiro, Oklahoma.
Ottawa Redblacks, worst team name in the CFL.
Terrible. Also, was a Green Bay Packer on the practice squad.
He was on the practice squad, yeah.
And played for the Chicago Bears and the Berlin Thunder.
If you want to use Henry Burris in Madden, you can. He's there.
He is currently...
William Murray getting overtaken there by John Archie. Wait, how was Archie ended up this high up in the pecking order?
I don't know. Henry Burris is currently the Chicago Bears offensive quality control coach.
Looks like Dominic Turcotte has parked it for the race.
No.
Can't say I overly blame him. There was he got the drive-through penalty and the stop-go penalty. He was kind of put in a bad spot there, although personally I would have soldiered on. But he is in the pit lane still.
Correct. Henry Burris, three-time Grey Cup champion, 98, 2008, and 2016.
So Matt Higgs well out ahead right now, 13 seconds to the good, ahead of John Archie and William Murrah. Let's see Max Simmons in the background there with the BMW M6. Ayrton Arsenault, Wesley Stokes. Be interested to see if Baker and Landry can make up more ground from their pit stop issues. They're still only in 10th and 11th. I expected a little bit more from them, but Spencer Taft is next on their list, and you can see the gap there. Oh, one of the BMWs off the track. That is Dominic Turcotte, who's back out on track. Okay. So Turcotte's not done yet. I wonder if maybe there was maybe he was having a problem with figuring out how to serve a stop-go penalty, maybe.
Perhaps.
That's why he was in the pits for so long.
Magel, I have a disturbing stat for you.
Sure.
The BC Lions have been to 10 total Grey Cups. And the Hamilton Black Yellows have been to the Grey Cup 20 times.
Yes.
We both have the same amount of wins.
I know. Hamilton Tigercats have the worst record in the Grey Cup of any team that has actually won a Grey Cup. Yeah.
Toronto Argonauts are like 70% win ratio.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's only because they won one more than the BC Lions.
William Nakamura still hanging on to the last podium spot. Max Simmons coming alive. Simmons has got the freshest tires of the bunch, but I don't think it's really a factor because with the pit stop window set up as it is, I don't think that there is really a way to work it to have a notably better pit tire advantage, really. Just because of how the tire lives are going to be, the 25-15 or 20-20 split or 15-25 split, there's just not going to be a tremendous tire differential.
Tremendous.
Or there shouldn't be. I did forget Martin Edmonds is in the field, so maybe Martin can make the tires because he is the master of turning the rubber into the poutine.
Oh, use the duck fat to lather the tire and make it nice and soft.
Not really sure why Martin, who is a guy who has historically struggled with ACC, has gone with the very complicated and difficult to work with KTM GT4.
Correct.
That's a bold move. There probably were better ways to make that happen.
Oh, there. Okay, so I looked up the BC Lions like 50th anniversary Dream Team.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a couple names that I probably should put on my list.
Okay, such as
Doug and Darren Flutie.
Yeah. Weren't there very long, but
no,
yeah,
did not matter.
Doug Flutie was nowhere for very long in general, really.
Correct.
Kind of kept moving around.
Your boy just kind of showed up, won everything, and then moved on.
Kind of.
Like, well, I'm a champion here. Time to go.
Left Calgary at a bit of a weird time because they had lost the Grey Cup the year he left to the Baltimore Stallions, and only quarterback I can ever imagine being like, I've got Wally Buono, an amazing head coach. I've got Dave Sapunjas, Alan Pitts, Terry Vaughn, and he didn't know it at the time, but Vince Danielson and Travis Moore coming up. And he's like, nah, let's go elsewhere.
More.
And a great defense with the likes of Will Johnson, Matt Finley, Alondra Johnson, and yo boy, because I know you like him, Marvin Pope.
Yay, Big Daddy.
And Marvin Coleman also on that team.
Got one simple set of rules for you. Do not try to go through the middle. Marvin Pope will destroy your life. You will end up in a hospital. You might end up in 2 hospitals.
Uh-huh. And just my favorite defensive lineman name of all time. Also on that line, Strajko Zakovic.
Very nice.
Extra drive-through penalty there for Spencer Taft. That ruins a top 10 day for him. Probably track cuts, I would imagine. We are not privy to the stewarding messages, but can't really think of what else it would be for. We'll see where he comes out, but I imagine probably in 13th place. Maybe ahead of Seth Chaney. Seth Chaney doesn't seem to be really gelling with the GT or with the BMW M4 all that well.
Perhaps he should go out and get him a Zonda.
Yep. Taft does come out ahead of Chaney, so despite the drive-through penalty, he will remain 1 spot up on last place. What do you think? Do you think Max Simmons can get on the podium here with maybe 1 or 2 laps to go?
I think Max Simmons is already so far ahead that the game fails to register his position.
Well, that's not the case because it's in 4th.
See, now you're just trying to believe what the media is trying to tell you. And what I'm saying is that the media is wrong.
I mean, I am the media in this case, so I guess.
You are incorrect. But are you incorrect about being wrong? Oh, got you there.
I mean, I got to be correct about one thing.
Could be.
Either I'm correct with my initial assessment, or I'm correct in saying that I'm wrong.
Maybe.
So that's the key. I've got all my bases covered here. Checking down in the GT4 category. Not much going on. Freddie Avila's got a comfortable lead. Wentworth's got a comfortable lead over Sutherland, who's got a comfortable lead over the other Sutherland. Adam Stark is on the tail of Neil Sutherland, so that could be a little bit of a fight still for 4th place. Edmonds and Shine are kind of on their own. Same with Josh Butler, Trevor Chaney. William Murrah, under pressure from Max Simmons, makes the mistake, opens a door, and that is a podium for the BMW M6. Is he going to have another lap to do it? Murrah trying to fight back. Side by side. I don't know these turn names. My apologies. And Murrah is back in front. This could be the last lap. Depends where Matt Higgs is in relation to the start-finish line.
Did you know that Doug Flutie once held the WWE 24/7 Championship?
Really?
Yeah, it was like last February.
Oh, okay. One more lap to go. Murrah hanging on against Simmons. And the man who's benefiting off of this fight is John Archie, who is looking like he's going to secure 2nd place with the Ferrari 488 Evo, the only Ferrari in the field. Murrah, Simmons, Stokes, Arsenault, Keckley, Yimbo, Landry. Landry's gotten back past Baker. And then Zach Martin, Spencer Taft, Seth Chaney. So not really much else going on in GT3 outside of this fight for the podium. And in GT4, it's the battle between Neil Sutherland and Adam Stark for 4th place.
Oh my God, William Murrah got all confused by all the lines.
They're coming up. That's Martin Edmonds in the KTM. They'll split him. Very Ricardo Zonta, Michael Schumacher, Mika Hakkinen in 2000 at Spa. And in this case, Max Simmons is playing the role of Mika Hakkinen and moving into 3rd place. By the way, this is a bit of a moot point because Murrah just picked up a drive-through penalty for, I imagine, a track cut. So he's got that to serve. And that means Simmons has got himself a podium. And Murrah's gonna have to take the time. Murrah's gonna have to take the time penalty because he can't serve that drive-through. This is the last lap.
And you doubted Max Simmons' ability to make things happen to other people psychically.
I did not. Well, I doubted the psychic power.
Wow.
There's Seth Chaney in the M4. The new hotness, the new OP. Drive-through penalty for Josh Butler. We had a couple of drive-throughs today. And your winner is going to be Matt Higgs from John Archie and Max Simmons. Murrah finishes in 4th place, but will have 30 seconds added on to his time. We'll see how far that demotes him. Butler will also be getting one. Picking up Tony Yimbo, who overtakes Ayrton Arsenault. What has happened to Arsenault? He was up in a comfortable 6th place and is now dropping backwards. So Murrah will lose that spot to Wesley Stokes. So he will drop to 5th place, but I think that's all. Yeah, he'll be clear enough of Jake Keckley in 6th place, as well as Tony Yimbo. I would like to get a camera on Ayrton Arsenault to see what's up with him, because he's lost a spot now to Landry as well. I wonder if he ran out of fuel.
What if he ran out of fried chicken?
Looks like William Murrah has in fact run out of fuel on the cooldown lap. So may have cut his fuel calculations a little bit fine, as did, it looks like, perhaps Arsenault. And we're waiting on 10th place to finish. That is Zach Martin. There he is. Followed by Spencer Taft. And we're waiting on Brandon Baker, as well as GT4 winner Freddie Avila. And Jeff Wentworth. So GT3 results, Matt Higgs, followed by John Archie, Max Simmons. William Murrah finished 4th on the road, but will drop to 5th behind Wesley Stokes. Jake Keckley 6th, Tony Yimbo, Michael Landry in his ESR debut. Ayrton Arsenault, Zach Martin, Spencer Taft, Brandon Baker, and Seth Cheney. And in GT4, it is Freddie Avila from Jeff Wentworth, Mark Sutherland, Neil Sutherland, Adam Stark, Martin Edmonds, Alec Sheen, Trevor Cheney, and Josh Butler's penalty will not impact his position because he is multiple laps ahead of Dominic Durkot, who had a pretty rough day. So, Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
Pickle your eggs before you scramble them.